I have developed a technique to help me deal with annoying idiots.
Lee, do you want to kick this one off?
Well, first of all, who do you find is an annoying idiot? I mean, what type of people?
Just, you know, the GP. You know, the general public wind me up from time to time.
OK.
And I really want to tell them how I feel. And instead of doing that, I scat.
You do what?
Whoops.
I scat.
Can I ask at this point, what is a scat? Do you know what a scat is?
Jazz
Well, it's like a jazz, the old jazz scat.
It's your basic jazz rap.
So you must make random noises. Can we have a scenario now? Right? Is it a
That's a very negative view of music,
Isn't it?
Lee.
It's jazz, though.
Fair enough.
So if I'm the doctor, what would annoy you if I was a doctor?
If you kept me waiting for too long, and then say you come into the reception room and I thought I was next,
Right.
and I went to get up and then you picked somebody else.
Right.
For example.
OK, well, imagine that scenario.
OK.
So I walk in, you think I'm going to see, and I go, Mr. Bryden, we've got the results of your test.
And I go, oh, for the when you're in the finish,
Pow! It's an STD.
Do you promise me, Mike, you always do it out loud? You don't just do it in your mind?
Always vocalise it. Otherwise, if I don't let it out, it might turn into a hemorrhoid.
I must say, that explains a lot.
Well, imagine I've made you angry, OK?
Perhaps he's giving you an STD.
At least have the decency to say I've given it to him via his wife.
Watch him now! Go on, jazz scat him, quick!
I'm gonna
Sababla boop bop, sababla boop 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 ba.
This is really weird.
When was the last time you had to employ it, Michael?
Oh, I'd say, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah?
What happened?
The classic thing of the, you know, the tourist walking out of the department store and stopping, and I wasn't paying attention, and I walked up and they were there in front of me, and I went, why did you... and walked round and carried on walking.
What are you thinking, Diane? Does this have the ring of truth for you?
Yeah, it does. He seems really convincing. What do you think?
I don't know. Why are you getting so upset in the first place? Why don't you just be like me and just really lay back?
Just get outside the department store and just stop and enjoy life.
When I've ever left a department store, I'm always sprinting.
Very bizarre behaviour. If you encountered it, you know? You can't spend your life doing that.
So, what are you going to say?
So we're going to say, you'll say true, you're going to say lie.
Yep.
I'm going to have to go lie. Can't be
You're
true.
going to say it's a lie. OK, Michael Smiley, was it the truth or was it a lie?
Oh, ye have little faith. It is the truth.
I once found my postman's finger.
OK. Where?
On the floor in my hallway.
On the floor in your hallway?
Well, he'd
It's sliced off by the letterbox.
Sliced off by the letterbox?
He was posting a letter
No.
through my letterbox on a Saturday morning, and...
That doesn't sound very likely.
And we suddenly saw a postman up against the window with a finger missing. He was banging on the window, screaming for help. And when we went to answer the door, the finger was just there. It was completely off.
From where? From halfway?
From his hand.
No, from his hand. I mean, so whereabouts on the finger?
From the top knuckle.
You can stick it back on, can't you, and tape it and things like that.
Yeah,
before the hospital comes along, the doctor.
We put it in ice, and he took it to the hospital with him, and they stitched it back on.
And did it still move?
I don't know. I've not seen him since.
Had you previously noticed quite how vicious the action on your letterbox was?
Well, I've never posted a letter in my own letterbox.
Oh, you've had to pull a bulky one through. We all have. And I have. Well, what I bet happened is it came down on him and he recoiled in terror. Something that I'm sure Brian could act with great... Imagine,
Yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
you put your finger in, you got it caught. How would you recoil?
How do you go? Something like that.
Yes, yes. That sort of thing, yes.
Was it harrowing? Like, I'd find
For him,
that...
yeah.
For him.
It must have been quite harrowing for you.
How
Yes,
old
it
were you?
was.
Yeah.
I was about 10.
And who phoned 999 and say,
Not the postman.
I've got the postman's finger?
I mean, let's be practical. You could use your other hand.
So, David, what do you think?
Do you think it's true?
I don't. I think it would have been more kind of affecting. I think Kevin's a bit laissez-faire with something that would have maybe been
He
quite...
wouldn't be able to tell a story like this yet.
Because it'd be so traumatic.
Yeah. And in fact, whenever anyone beckoned to him, he'd scream.
Do you beckon to someone or do you beckon someone?
Probably beckon. You're right, I've wasted a preposition.
So what do you say, truth or lie?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be true, because if it is true for Kevin's postman, it could be true for ours, because... Well,
Well,
might
suddenly it
happen.
explains all
Might
those
just
fingers
happen.
on the doormat.
Yeah.
I think it's not true. I think the ice is too convenient and it... I don't know what I mean by that.
We're going to say it's not true.
So it's a lie, then?
Yeah.
Kevin Bishop, the truth or a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
My full name is Christmas Kamara.
Christmas Kamara. David's team.
Why? Because I was born on Christmas Day.
Jesus was born on Christmas Day. His name's not Christmas. You were named Christmas because you were born on Christmas Day. That's...
Yes, what happened is my mum was having me at the time.
Yeah.
It checks out so far.
And my dad was just about to say Happy Christmas to my brother when I popped out.
But
My mum...
You weren't expected, though, right?
Well,
So your dad was saying, OK, this is mid-labour, time to get some greetings in to other family members. OK, and then...
Then all of a sudden I popped out and my mum thought I've heard the name Christmas, so she went...
Well, that is the rule, isn't it? That the first noise that the father makes when a baby comes out just is the name, isn't it?
Well, my brother was born on St George's Day, mate, April the 23rd, is it? And...
He's called Red Cross.
He's called George.
And there's your sister, Pancake Tuesday. Have you got any middle names, Christmas?
Yes, I have.
What are they?
My dad used to be in the Navy, so it was going to be Christmas Captain Cook Kamara, but they decided to call me Christmas Columbus Kamara.
Why Columbus?
Because my dad was in the Navy.
Yeah, was he in the Spanish Navy in the late 15th century?
He was always his hero when he was a kid.
Right.
OK, so what are you thinking, David?
Well, what do you think, Tom?
I'm still thinking about it.
Richard?
I'm really waiting on Tom's verdict, I have to say.
David, what about you?
I don't believe it.
No, I don't either.
I think it'd be very nice, you know, on the Christmas special to have someone whose name was Christmas, but...
And it saves us from booking Noel Edmonds.
I think... But I just don't think... I don't think people... I don't think Christmas is really a name.
All right, so you're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK. Christmas. Truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie.
I once wet myself whilst babysitting a toddler.
Please, team.
When was this?
I reckon I was about 12 or 13.
It's quite young to be babysitting.
Not in the north. A lot of people are parents by that.
I was going to say.
So whose baby was this then? Was it a neighbour's?
It was no, it was like a niece.
Like a niece?
No, it was.
Was it a nephew?
No, it was a niece. No, a cousin. Well, it's hard to It's a niece.
Why didn't you go to the toilet?
Because I heard like a voice upstairs.
Like a voice.
Like a voice, yeah.
Like a niece's voice?
Yeah, no. It was like a voice of a man, like of someone who shouldn't have been up there. Like it's like a voice that I didn't know. Yeah. And I just got scared. I thought it was a ghost.
So you heard this voice and you went to investigate?
It was on the baby monitor. So...
What did the voice say?
It said...
Where's yourself?
Go ahead.
It wasn't an instruction. It was just like a voice.
I'm in the toilet, it's occupied. So, what did the voice say?
Well, I can't remember the exact words, but...
Well, you always forget what a ghost says.
Did he speak in English?
Yeah, it was English.
What kind of accent?
Like a northern accent. He wasn't going... Oh... He wasn't doing like a typical ghostly noise. It was just going...
Hey up!
And then did you go upstairs?
I went up and there was nothing there.
And did you ever get to the bottom of what this voice was?
Yeah, I think what had happened was the baby monitor had tuned into one of the neighbours' baby monitors. And I was just listening to someone 3 doors down.
When you realised that you'd had an accident because you were frightened...
Yeah.
Did you then make any attempt to sort of get changed or to dry
No, I still...
up?
Can I say, Sarah, it's a lovely line of inquiry, but can I just go a step further and ask the extent of the spillage? Because... Well, no. There's the full-on... There's the deluge. Then there's something that some of the more middle-aged men on the panel might be aware of, which is the sitting and... Oh, not again. Can
I just say you're saying this out loud?
Was it age-related seepage, or did the levee break?
Are you, Rob, are you hoping to become... Because there are many products for gentlemen of that age with that problem. Are you hoping to become the face of them?
Only if you're wearing a bridle will you have real peace of mind.
Rhymes with Dryden.
Yeah, Dryden.
Stay Dryden in a bridle.
There you go.
Dryden, dried on.
Yeah.
With a bridle, you'll be dried on.
It has, it's dried on.
It's dried on.
So you go up, you get to the niece's bedroom, you check on her.
Yeah.
When does the penny drop?
I went up, grabbed the child who was asleep in her cot.
Yeah.
I went out the front door and my...
You actually ran out there?
Yeah, I did.
Screaming what?
I didn't scream, Lee.
What, you wet yourself?
Well...
Don't try and keep dignity with this story. I didn't scream, I just wet my pants.
So my auntie and uncle lived round the corner, so I just went round there.
And what did you say to them?
There's a ghost in the house, so I've got the baby.
And what did they say?
Have you wet your pants?
So what's your team thinking? Harry, does this strike you as the truth?
I'm still back at like a niece, like a nephew.
Yeah. It was unsettling, wasn't it?
A bit that got me off my feed right there.
So Harry thinks it's a lie, and Sarah says it's...
I kind of think it might be true.
Oh, split decisions, I hate them. Who can persuade her the most?
I think Smithers could. Can we make him do a voice, please?
God.
That's early.
Yeah.
Round one, person one. I thought at least have the dignity to wait till the second half. Is it truth or a lie? Never mind that, do Smithers.
I swear.
OK, we'll go with Harry and say it's a lie.
Say it's a lie. OK, Jason, truth or lie?
It is true.
Go.
As a child, my Christmas was once cut short when my mum took the decorations down halfway through Christmas Day.
David's team.
Oh, right, this...
Thank you.
Yeah. Was she always down on Christmas, or was... What happened this year?
Well, this year in particular, just halfway through Christmas Day, she's like, I've had enough. We've done the presents.
Had you done the lunch?
Yeah, we've done lunch. So let's just...
What was the time?
2:30.
OK, so pre-Queen.
Oh, we don't do the Queen in my family.
I'm so sorry, David.
You don't listen to the Queen?
No.
Did it become...
I mean, she's the head of state. 8 minutes a year,
Yeah.
you know, and 6.5 if you skip the bit with the trumpets.
Was it a great dramatic gesture, or was it sort of...
It was quite dramatic because
I mean, were the things were on the ceiling?
And it's taking the tree down and putting a plastic tree back into a box.
The stuff on the ceiling, did she have to get
We
a
didn't
ladder?
have stuff on the ceiling.
Well, you had no tinsel like round the room.
No.
Oh, this was hardly a Christmas, wasn't it? You don't watch the Queen's speech. I expect you were having a pizza. You're having a pizza and she put the fake tree away like an umbrella. Fine, pop that away. This is barely worth hearing about.
Was there a specific incident that set her off?
She was very disappointed with me and my sisters because...
In general.
I think I had got one present and I had not liked it. And so that was a bad point. And my sister Cheryl hadn't got out of bed yet.
Now, tell us about your Christmas Day. I'm imagining there's a lot more structure to it. And respect is a word that's coming to my mind.
Thanks, Rob. Oh, I don't know. I think I have quite a normal Christmas Day.
I imagine Bucks Fizz at 11.
No, we don't book a band.
So, David, what is your team thinking? Could this be true?
Yes,
it's heartbreaking.
Completely rings true, I think. What do you think, Tom?
Well, whatever I think would be wrong, so...
Well, that could be... If that's 100%, that's very useful.
I'd ask her.
What do you think, then?
Well, I'd go with Tom, really.
I've had an insight.
Tom's had an insight,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's not telling the truth.
Oh, what? Why do you think that?
I don't know. It just came over me.
Right.
I think she's telling the truth. But it's quite easy to know who to side with here. I literally sit at home all day watching Homes Under the Hammer and you're next to a Knight of the Realm.
Yeah, but I'd go with him if I were you.
True. True, you're saying it's true. Sarah, a tragic tale.
A tragic
Fact
tale.
or fiction?
This tale was true.
I told you it is.
Last summer, I lost a tennis match when a bee buzzed up the leg of my shorts at a crucial moment.
Please, team.
Right. What was the crucial moment?
Match point.
What was the score at that point in sets?
I'll be honest, we only played one set.
And what was the score in games at that point?
At that point?
Yes.
The score in games.
I think you know what I'm asking you, David.
Was
All right.
5-4.
To you.
3-2-1, I'm going to tell you. It was 5-4.
To you.
No, I lost.
Oh, I see, a crucial point.
Right, so, did this bee sting you, or did he come in, have a quick shufty and exit?
A shufty and exit.
Well, did he exit out the other leg?
Or was anything blocking his passage?
Do you play regularly?
I don't really know. I used to play more regularly, but
What
now I play...
standard would you say you are? If 0 is someone that's never played in ever, and 10 is Boris Becker, what are you?
What's 1?
Tim Henman.
Well, in this case, I'm probably a 0.3.
Would you give us a demonstration of your serve technique?
Oh, yes.
It'd be lovely, I think, for Lee and his team. If they had an idea, they look at this serve, they say, well, there's a guy who wouldn't be bamboozled by a bumble, or maybe he would.
I have to say, I think this is totally pointless. I'll do it.
I like a man who joins in with the fun.
I'm so sorry, this is just a waste of your time. This is it. This is the racket in my right hand.
David, why don't?
I'm so sorry. OK, caught it. Ready?
Yeah, you're not going to fire it at me, are you?
I'll
aim it over there.
I'll zing it down that way.
Please do, yeah.
OK.
That's barely going to get over the net.
You don't believe I serve like that?
No.
I want to see your feet off the ground and put something... I want to see you grunting.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. What a ball, have you?
You went over there. All right, ready?
Right, go on then.
I'm gonna grunt.
Go for it.
I'm gonna put my back into this.
Go on then.
I'm gonna show I want it.
You're doing that with your hands, trying to get rid of the bees.
I'm bouncing the ball.
That's how you congratulating a small child. Well done, son. You did very well.
OK, and... Oh!
That was lovely, thank you. That was lovely. That was more than we could ever have hoped. Thank you. What do you think?
He doesn't look like a tennis player.
He probably has picked up a tennis racket. I don't think he's claiming to be at county level.
He doesn't look like he would be at any level.
No, but he...
I think that's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
Yeah.
Rick?
I think it's a lie, because he would... Maybe a bee flew up his shorts when he was having ice cream, but he definitely...
That's the most belittling thing I've ever heard on this show. OK, we're saying it's a lie.
OK, David. Was that the truth, or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
I refused to play my son at tennis since he beat me at the age of 5.
How old is he now?
He's 8 now.
So you're not playing for 3 years?
No.
Because you really don't like losing?
I hate losing, particularly to someone so small and who laughs hysterically as they're doing it.
I don't know, I've seen some of your opponents. You don't mind boxing them.
I take him to the park sometimes for him to play other adults and take great pleasure in watching him beat them. That's like one of my favourite things to do, just to go and say, I bet you can't beat him. And I'm like, OK, how much? I'm like, how much do you want to bet? And yeah,
this is lovely, so you're sort of pimping him out as a betting...
He gets 10% of it.
Yeah.
Has he got, like, Lego and stuff? I mean...
No, he's very active. He had a lesson with Boris Becker the other day. He was his coach. Yeah.
Were you watching?
Yeah, I was there,
that must be terrifying for Boris Becker.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing really well, really good. Please don't kill him.
What's your boy's name?
Cassius.
Cassius? So he's Cassius Hay?
Yeah.
I just want to know, where did you get that idea?
With my kids, I was one of those fathers that everything they did, I let them win. You know, none of that.
There's no fun in that, though, mate. Like, what's really enjoyable is really crushing them. Like, if I was you, I would have gone away and had secret tennis lessons, and then casually just gone, do you want to have a little knockabout? Then slam!
Where's Boris now?
Did you have to pay Boris, or was it a favour?
No, it was a favour. He heard through the grapevine about Cassius being a
One day, you know you're going to get the call, don't you? Hello, David. Perhaps you remember what I did for your son. Now it's payback time. I'm stuck in a cupboard. Could happen. So what are you going to say, Lee? Truth or lie?
What do we think?
What do you think, Martin?
I think it's true, because...
You're not listening, are you? You're undressing him.
Lee, I'm sorry. She's looking straight past you. Mel, have some sympathy for the man.
Now I know how Tony Hadley feels.
So, what are you going to say?
The Boris Becker seems a bit extraordinary for me.
Mel is saying lie, Martin
I'm
can.
saying true.
You're saying true?
Lie. We'll go with Martin and say...
You're going to say it's true. OK, David. Truth or lie?
It's true.
Wow. It's true, David does refuse to play his son at tennis since he beat him aged 5.
A mistake I made in France meant someone in England got hospitalised.
Please, team.
Have you just learned to read?
Was the mistake you made in the French language?
It's a simple question, Rod. Was it in the French?
Was it in the language of
Right.
the
It's a
French?
simple question with a simple answer.
Right.
Yes, it was.
Can you tell us the mistake you made, please?
The mistake I made got somebody hospitalised. That was the...
I didn't say... No. That's not worthy of a clap. No. What was the mistake?
What was the mistake?
Lee, I'll take it from here. What was the nature of this mistake?
It was a language thing. It was a French-English mix-up. It was a mix-up, a terrible mix-up, language mix-up.
What were you doing in France?
I was on the phone. I was in France. I was working in France, and I was on the phone.
Working in France.
I was on the phone to England, and I made a mistake with my French-English translation.
Who received the mistake?
A girl.
What was her name?
Anne.
What colour hair does she have?
I don't know. She was on the phone.
So you never met her?
I never met her.
So can you talk us through the incident?
I was asked by someone in France. They said, "Can you talk to somebody in England?"
Why did they ask you to do that?
Because they didn't speak English.
Right. What was the relationship between Anne and the person that had asked you to talk?
Oh, that was Anne's father said, "Can you speak to Anne? She's in England, and we're in France. And ask her what's wrong with her."
How did you know him? What was
How
the
did you know him?
relationship?
There's a new angle.
Oh, I knew him. Oh, you should have asked. I knew him because I worked in France. I was in a school. I worked in a school. He was the caretaker.
What were you doing in school?
I was teaching English.
Now, his daughter, she's French.
Yes.
She's living in England.
Yeah.
Now.
No, she wasn't living. She was on a very short exchange thing.
Right. Now, in the words of Question of Sport, what happened next?
He came to me, said, "Can you talk to my daughter, Anne? She's ill, she's in England." She couldn't speak to the family she was with. That's the problem. That's the problem.
So she didn't know how to speak to the family?
She couldn't speak to the family because
How
the
is
family
you
was English.
speaking to her going to help that?
Right, here's the situation. Anne could talk to her dad and tell her what was wrong with her in French, but he couldn't say that to the family because they didn't speak French and he didn't speak English. So he came to me, who spoke both languages. I went to her, I spoke to her in French, then I passed it on to the family in English. What's wrong with them? I passed that on to him in English, then I passed it back to him in French. Everyone's happy.
Now,
she got...
You said that you made a mistake that caused this person to be hospitalised.
That's right, I did, yeah.
What did you do wrong? What did you say wrong?
Yeah.
I said, qu'est-ce qui se passe, all that, you know, as you do. And she said, j'ai une angine.
Was she stuck in the bell tower? I know what's wrong with her. Is this something to do with her back?
J'ai une angine.
And what is that? What does that mean?
Well, I said, I got the English family on the phone and I said, "Hey, she's got an angina. She's got angina."
And that's a mistake, right?
Well, angina, I found out later, is a serious heart condition, so she was hospitalised.
But what was wrong with her?
Angine is a sore throat. I didn't know that at the time.
And what happened? Did they then rush her to this hospital?
They called 999 and got her into hospital, yeah.
Nuff.
OK, so, Lee, what are you thinking? Could it be true?
I don't think Anne is a French name. That's the one bit in it that I don't believe.
Anne-Marie?
Is
she?
Don't know.
What an absolutely amazing answer.
That's one of the funniest things anybody's ever said.
I believe it to be true.
You believe it to be true? OK.
It was so torturous getting that story out that it has to be the truth.
Yeah.
Lee, you think so too?
It could not be any truer.
Rod, truth or lie?
Of course, it is true.
I was once hospitalised after fooling around with a blow-up toy.
David's team.
What was the blow-up toy?
Well, it was a lilo.
Just a normal flat lilo?
It was a normal flat lilo, but it had a bit sticking out of it that held your margarita, like a cup holder thing on the edge.
Where were you? Club Tropicana?
Well, somewhere very similar to that, Ibiza. And I was in the swimming pool, and you know when you put your arms up here on your lilo as you're laying down?
Yes.
And someone came up underneath my lilo, pushed it over, and my arm completely goes out of socket.
What happened to your margarita?
Spilt.
How long did it take for your arm to heal up afterwards to get back to normal?
Great question, David.
Well, I get out and I'm on the side of the swimming pool, and I'm in agony, screaming.
Yeah. All the other tourists were trying to name which tune it was that you were singing.
Yeah. So anyway, my wife calls the ambulance. Now, the ambulance that comes is one of those really small ones that they have in Spain. So when they try to put me in the ambulance, I don't go in properly.
How small was it?
Because my arm's sticking out and I can't get through the door. So the guy gets out the ambulance man, and I'm screaming, and my wife is saying, give him something for the pain, give him something for the pain. So the guy takes off his T-shirt, rolls it up into a little ball, puts it in my mouth and says, bite on this. Wow. I had to bite on his sweaty T-shirt to stop the pain.
Did that help with the pain?
Well, it just stopped the screaming.
How long did it take for your arm to get back to normal state?
Oh, no, I had an operation.
My client does not want to answer the question.
Once again. I'll tell you what happened. I was in there, and, you know...
Tell you what, there's nothing wrong with your knees.
I had to have the tendons sewn together.
Yeah.
And you know when they wheel you into that recovery room?
Yeah.
And as you wake up, you'll know, as you wake up from kind of anaesthetic, you get really cold, don't you?
Yes.
So I'm shivering away in bed, and I'm saying to the people in the recovery room, oh, I'm freezing, I'm freezing. All of a sudden, this nurse, who was huge, big woman, hears me saying that across the other side of the room, and she hears me saying across the other side of the room that I'm cold.
Yeah.
Next minute, she comes bounding across, lays on top of me, saying, I'll keep him warm, I'll keep him warm. It was like a terrifying version of Baywatch.
What kind of... What kind of unorthodox medical procedures are going on here?
So how long did it take you to recover from this?
I'm just thinking, Martin, that if we wanted to bring this to life, to visualise it...
Shall I be the nurse?
Mel, you could be the nurse.
Can I just say, I am only half dressed.
So I'm lying down in
Watch
bed.
your shoulder now, Martin.
I'm lying down in bed,
right,
saying,
yes,
I'm freezing, I'm freezing.
Very cold, he's very, very cold, please.
I'm freezing.
We need a nurse. We need a nurse. Take your chance, woman. Get on. Martin, are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
So it was kind of like that. But I'll tell you something, it was the last Lilo I've ever gotten.
So how long did it take to recover from this injury?
Did that really happen?
Now then, what are you thinking? Truth or lie?
I think it's pure fallacy.
Lie.
I see for sure he's lying.
Oh, yeah.
Lie, we'll say lie.
You're going to say it's a lie. Martin Kemp, lie or truth? I think he means it's true.
I thought you were expecting Mel to press your nipple and it would come up.
This much is true.
To celebrate her last birthday, Mary Berry and I went 10-pin bowling.
Please, T.
Which one did you go to? I should say Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl.
It was the Hollywood Bowl?
Hollywood wasn't with us, though.
Why did you not invite? Did you not get on?
No, not really. No, he's very...
Well, just edit it at that bit and just leave it at that.
Just don't like him. He's,
And also, his head is so orange, you could actually pick it up and throw it down the thing. Put your fingers up his nose and in his mouth and end up accidentally bowling him like that.
He was busy.
Was Mary good at bowling?
She's pretty good. She's quite fast, yeah.
And are you quite good?
No, I'm rubbish. The thing is, I don't understand bowling. All I know is that I need a size 8 ball. That's
Right.
it. Don't.
And do you go out a lot with Mary in your spare time?
No, because it looked like she let me win, so we can't really publicly
What,
say...
you mean the
Yeah,
bake-off?
Yeah, it would just look awful, wouldn't it? That look at her having a great time with the winner of...
Did she let you win?
No.
Because it's hard to tell when you're watching on telly. You don't know how dry the cake
Yes,
is.
she did. I can't bake.
No, it's true, though, isn't it? You never quite know that you have to trust Hollywood and Berry. I mean, they could be just going, say she's the winner, she'll take us bowling. Did you and Mary together get a lot of hassle from other people in the bowling alley?
We picked a good time when it was quite quiet, so...
What time is that?
It's kind of between 4 and 6.
In the morning?
No. Although I think she wouldn't mind a drink at 4. I think she'd happily have a drink at 4 o'clock.
Right, this is all going on record, so Mary buried drinks at 4 in the morning and she cheated to let you win the cake making.
When you got to the end of the bowling, did you have a meal or did the group just split then?
No, we had... while we were bowling, we had lots of food kind of brought over to us. So we had lots of chips and nachos.
Lots of finger food.
Yeah.
Always makes you think, what's in the hole?
Yeah, so you kind of...
So, what are you thinking, Lee? Is that the truth?
For what it's worth, I'm saying no, lie.
It's a lie.
What are you thinking, Diane?
I think it's true.
Why do you think it's true?
It's quite a dull story.
And that is your trailer. So you're saying a lie, Diane's saying it's true. So this time I'm going to go with Diane and say...
You're going to say it's true?
It's true, yeah.
OK, Nadia, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Well done.
On the first day of my holiday, I lost my glasses, so I was forced to read an entire book through a set of binoculars I found in the villa.
I've been here all day and I haven't seen you wear glasses.
Well, that's because I wear contact lenses.
Why didn't you wear contact lenses?
Because I didn't take them on that particular holiday.
What was the book?
The book? Wow. The Kipper.
By?
Brian Fish.
A book called The Kipper by Brian Fish. I haven't read it or heard of it. What's the genre of this book?
It's a thriller.
Right.
The Kipper was the code name for a spy.
Where were you on holiday?
I was actually in Malaysia.
What part of Malaysia?
Coconut Island.
What?
What make with binoculars?
I think you'll find I didn't have my glasses. How do I know that? I mean, don't get me wrong, I tried to look through my binoculars to find out, and I even looked into the mirror, but it just wasn't working out, the whole thing. I was like... Because the book had to be a long way away from me.
Sorry, it had to be a long way away from
But
you.
otherwise, it's so close to you. When you get to the thrilling bit, it's too scary. They got killed! So I have to...
How did you set it up?
The book was at the other end of the... We had a little pool in the villa, and it's on the other end of the pool, and I would sit there like that. And then...
How would you turn the pages?
I'd put it down there, and then I'd get up and I'd walk, turn the page, crease it, and back round again.
So, you got there and you'd forgotten your glasses?
Correct.
How did you manage to get there without realising?
Because I forgot them. I left them somewhere en route.
Right. But where?
I put them down, like this, in the taxi. I stepped out for a second. I was literally rubbing my eyes like that. The taxi's gone. I know. Unbelievable. It's the exact word I was thinking of.
You hadn't arrived at your destination.
I took the glasses off for a second, like that.
To put them down in the taxi.
But there's a reason I put them down for a second.
Yeah.
Put them down. They're my proper glasses.
Yeah.
To put on my sunglasses when I get out of the car. The sunglasses are prescription.
Yeah.
I step out the car,
Yeah.
he drives off, I've left the glasses in the back, I can now see perfectly clearly through the sunglasses. I know what you're going to ask me, so I'll just get to that point. During the holiday, I then lost the sunglasses.
Another taxi?
No, I was in the sea.
You were in the sea and you put them on a dolphin?
I was in the sea. Well, I didn't know it was a dolphin. I thought it was one of those glasses rests. You know, No, I just put them down. Oh, I didn't put them down, I put them on. And then I went into the sea, had a little swim, and then a big wave came like that and went like that. That's not the bit that knocked my glasses off, though. I just up and went, wow, look at that wave. And then I lost it. I'm going to have to spend the next, whatever it was, 2 weeks without my sunglasses. So I just stayed...
Reading a book from one end of a pool to another.
This is it.
With your...
How big a book? It was awful. Everything was like that. Even the foreplay. I said, go over there so I can have a good look. Yes, very pleasant, thank you. And then I'd walk over. And she'd say, do I look sexy in this? I'd go, hang on.
So, what are you thinking?
Look, I wear glasses. You are so protective of your glasses.
There are various implausible moments in this story. I would say the losing of sunglasses in the sea is not the most implausible. I would say it is the image of Lee sitting at one end of a swimming pool with his binoculars and a book propped up at the other end of the swimming pool. A swimming pool he has to walk round in order to turn the page.
So, you're saying it's a lie?
Well, I would say it was a lie.
I think we're unanimous on that.
All right. So, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact... Where's the button? Tell me when I'm close. Lie!
I know how to properly wash a cow.
David's team.
How do you properly wash a cow?
With water. And soap. And determination.
Why do you have to wash a cow?
If they get dirty. Yeah, you need to wash a cow if you're gonna show your cow, like at a county show or something.
All right. What sort of soap would you use for a cow? A typical soap, or was it a special agricultural soap?
Use Fairy liquid.
Just the one brand, just Fairy.
I mean, you could use a citrusy, lemony, fresh one.
I think that would make the milk taste lemony.
Yeah. But the steak would be lovely.
That's true. That's always...
Because everyone likes a bit of lemon on their steak, don't they?
Well, yes, Lee.
Do
you
they?
often marinate a snake.
Yeah, you certainly made me look an idiot there, Rob.
Watch this,
though. With you again.
Yeah. Yes, Lee, because...
You said snake, can't do it again. And every time you say it, I'll shout snake.
So why did you have to wash a...
You marinate a steak in lemon.
Save it for tonight when you're in bed with your wife. I'm just marinating the snake.
Why did you have to wash a cow?
I washed the cow because my dad's a farmer. And so we would wash the cows and take them to the shows, to like, the county shows. No, he's a nice man.
What do you mean arable? I mean, they're cows. How can it be arable?
What does arable mean?
Arable is crops.
It's crops.
Oh, you can have wheat.
Well, have you never heard of
animals?
Duh. Have you never heard of a farmer who has a little bit of arable and a little bit of pastoral?
Well, that would be mixed farming, not arable farming.
Which was going to be my third option.
What breed of cows were they?
They are the brown and white ones.
Don't get too technical.
They're called Herefords.
Oh. What were their names, your cows?
Well, there's a long line of Dianas.
Dianas?
Diana the cow.
Diana
What
the
would
cow.
you mean by long line?
Well, Diana would have a daughter, and then that'd be another Diana.
And then the initial Diana becomes Steak Diana.
So, David, time to take a guess. What do you think?
Nick?
I'm suspicious.
You think it's a lie?
What a plausible lie.
I think it's a lie.
If you both think it's a lie...
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go lie.
You're going to say lie. OK, Sarah, truth or lie?
It's true.
Yes. Yes, it's true. Sarah does know how to wash a cow. It's Rod.
I can't wear normal gloves
Because I have an unusual hand.
Lee?
Which of the two hands is unusual?
That one.
Would you hold up your unusual hand?
I'll show you some of it.
That is quite an unusual hand.
Is it all gloves, or is it just certain gloves?
Do you mean those really odd gloves with the thumb and the four fingers?
No, because they're on mittens.
Yes.
And they're called mittens.
Yeah, that's still a glove.
No, it's not.
It is. A mitten's a glove.
No, it's not.
It is.
Admit it, mitten is not a glove.
Can I just say, you're both saying it like two people who aren't quite sure of the real answer.
You're absolutely right.
You're
I'm
both
doubting
saying
myself.
it with conviction, but neither of you know the truth.
Well, this might help you. I could wear mittens, but I can't wear gloves.
Ah,
You've got webbed hands.
Have you got webbed hands? Have you got webbed fingers?
Yes, I got webbed fingers.
Is this why you couldn't play the guitar in Muck Spreader?
I could draw a... Well, I haven't got a pen and paper, so I can't, so there we go.
OK.
Is it
I
all
have pen and
gloves?
paper. Pen and
You
paper.
would have pen and paper, wouldn't you?
Are you going to draw around your hand, but not let us see?
Draw around your
all
hand,
right.
but don't... I'll come to you. It's all right. I've got to even it out. Have a seat, sir. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Right, draw it. Go on. Draw it.
Draw it.
Do it. Draw it.
Draw around it, yeah?
Draw around it.
Rob, you're to witness it, yeah?
Well, I'm going to witness it. All right, OK. He's drawing round his fingers. Good God. Let me take it. Thank you, Rod. That must have been very traumatic for you.
It certainly was.
This is what Rod claims is the outline of his hand.
Oh, so only one web on one hand?
I've known you for 15 years. You'd have noticed if I had a complete flipper.
So, what are you going to say, Lee? Is this the truth?
What do we think?
What do you think?
I'm in the worst position to know because I've known him so long. I can't help thinking I would have known this.
I weirdly think it's the truth.
Why?
Well, I feel like it was a very good drawing.
You think that...
I like it.
Do you not think if you didn't have one webbed finger that you couldn't have improvised that?
No, because if you... I was assuming it was going to be fake and they were all going to be webbed, but one being webbed is very...
Maybe that's his attempt at 5 webbed ones and he's rubbish at drawing.
OK, what's it going to be, Lee? It's time to decide.
No, I got it wrong on the trailer. Don't ask me anything.
OK. So you don't know?
It's a lie.
You think it's a
It's
lie?
a lie.
I got David wrong, so I think we should ignore me.
Just, you do it.
Ignore me.
So your advice is, I'm not sure, I don't know, maybe a lie, and
Ignore me.
I've really got the winning team this week, haven't I?
So what's it going to be?
Let's go for lie.
Lie?
Lie.
It's got to be a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Rod, was it the truth or was it a lie? It's John.
OK. I once saw a 6-foot goldfish in the jungles of South America.
Lee's team.
Were you working?
I was working.
What were you doing?
I was filming this this village, this tribe, and they made me drink the hallucinogenic drug.
Are you telling us now that you imagined you saw a 6-foot goldfish?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I don't think I imagined it. I mean, he spoke to me. It can't have been that. And he had
What did he say?
He said, "How's it going, man?"
And what did you say?
Well, I didn't say very much because it isn't very often that a 6-foot goldfish with a straw hat speaks to you. You know, it's a rarity, isn't it? I mean, I think you'd agree.
Oh, definitely.
It doesn't happen every day, does it?
He had a straw hat on.
He had a straw hat.
And you, what did you have?
Well, this is hallucinogenic drug they drink.
Yes.
And I thought I could take a little sip, you know, and say, "Oh, yes, how nice, thank you very much. You know, perhaps I'll drink the rest later or something." And the whole village crowded round to watch me drink it. And so
Are you sure they were there, John?
Of course they were there. I'd crowd around too if I was going to watch an old white man get off his face for the first time ever.
And at first, nothing happened. And I was a little bit disappointed. And then the moon, there was a full moon, and it kind of came down on a spring right in my face. And the trees started talking to one another. Have I still got you with me? And
back to you in the studio. John Simpson, off my face, Afghanistan.
All right, so what are you thinking?
I think he probably is telling the truth.
I think it's a lie.
OK, I say it's a lie too.
OK, they're saying it's a lie. John, truth or lie?
Well, it's true.
I once dumped a boyfriend because I didn't like the way he fell down the stairs.
David's team. How often had you been pushing him down the stairs?
I just hid his wheelchair.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in tonight's show...
how did he fall down the stairs? What was
Very ungainly.
What kind of stairs did he fall down? Where was he?
It was just outside his flat, and there was, like, 5 steps, and then another 5 steps. Well, you know, those ones that go sort of in a different direction.
Concrete steps?
Yeah, concrete.
So this is nasty. This isn't...
It was a nasty fall, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you finish with him because he was so badly injured he was no use to you?
This was sort of like the last straw, really.
What was the other straws?
There were so many straws.
Tell me one.
He used to fall out of cupboards.
He was quite mean. He was quite a mean person.
Can you walk us through the scenario? What happened?
OK, so we're leaving his flat. He locks the door. He loses his footing on the steps, makes a little scream, and he just fell.
How many stairs did he go down? Because the way you've described it, there were corners. Did he go round the corners?
He's a man, not a slinky.
No, he did. He did.
So how did you react? Did your compassionate side come out?
Well, I asked him if he was all right, and then I sort of made a mental note to cut him out of my life.
So what are you going to say, Nadia? Does it ring true for you?
Did you want to leave him before the fall?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, because it was the last straw.
It was the last straw, yeah.
But she only offered up one straw. If I had a resentment against an ex-lover, right, I could give you a short list off the top of my head.
Even that was a bit scatty. Waking up and seeing her in bed with the milkman. Oh.
I think it might be true.
Say
We're
true.
going to go with true.
Say true. Diane, truth or lie?
It is actually true.
Wow. It's true. Diane did dump a boyfriend because of the way he fell down the stairs.
A possession.
Ah, there'll be a box under your desk.
There is.
You, put the object that's in the box on the desk first and then read the card, please.
This is the bottle of hand gel I used to wash my hands before I handle my main bottle of hand gel.
David's team. I think we can see the reasoning behind that. So explain your process.
In this day and age, you have to be very conscious of germs. And I meet a lot of people and have to shake their hands, and some of them, you know,
are diseased.
Potentially a bit unsavoury. So I will have a bottle of hand gel, cleanse my hands, then I can get the other bottle of hand gel now, the outside of which...
So the second bottle remains pure the whole time?
Very pure.
Yeah.
But if you take the bottle in the hand you didn't shake the person's hand with, so that hand is clean, all you need to do is just pour it on both hands, you'll have no problem.
Yeah, well, you make it sound so easy. I tell you how all this started, and I think there is some sort of...
It started when you picked up that box and opened it.
There is some sort of trauma that I've got, and it was from a time being in a gent's toilet. Don't. And what happened was, I have trouble reaching things in the toilets, you see, and one occasion I went...
What are you trying to reach for?
Well,
No wonder you need this
stuff.
This is how I developed. I squirted some of this cream soap on. Yeah. Right, on the wall. Okay. But it was only then I realised I couldn't reach the tap. From that moment on, I pack a couple of bottles of hand gel.
How soon after meeting us, we were all here about tea time today, weren't we? How soon after you came in with a lovely, great to see you again, everyone was shaking hands. How soon after that did you scurry away, reach into your pockets and furiously... What's the gap?
Well, it's just whenever I would get a quiet opportunity to...
I don't think this is the truth, because I've had several interactions with work, Davis, and I don't think that this is something I would have missed.
He certainly didn't do it immediately after.
If he does it, he's subtle.
You have to be, don't you? I mean, I can't be seen to be going, oh, hello. You know, because that's rude, isn't it, then?
And it's not just hello, it's hello,
Well, you know how you can do it. You know, if I'm sitting at a table and I meet somebody, I can do it down here.
That's worse. That's definitely worse.
OK, it's time to take a guess. What are you going to say?
It's a lie.
It's a lie?
Lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Warwick, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. That isn't the hand gel that Warwick uses before his main bottle of hand gel. It's David.
I once hired a jet ski, but...
Lie. Again. We need to hear no more, David.
I once hired a jet ski, but couldn't work out how to stop it, so had to buzz around the bay for 50 minutes until it ran out of petrol.
I take it back. You did.
I can so imagine you doing that.
Please,
absolutely.
team.
So where was this?
It was in Antigua.
In Antigua?
Was this in your boy single lads days?
He never had those days.
Yeah.
It's your first time on the show, isn't it?
It is.
Why were you in Antigua?
On holiday.
Was the Winchester Steam Museum shut? Why would you choose...
I arrived at the Winchester Steam Museum and it was shut, and so I went straight to Antigua.
When was this?
I think about 2 years ago.
And who were you with?
My wife.
And what got into your head? I could imagine you renting a sun lounger and opening up a weighty tome. I could imagine that. But I can't see you saying, now you relax here, I'm just going to go and bomb around the bay for a while.
Were you with your wife on the jet skis, or did she stay on dry land?
She stayed on dry land.
So you were on your own going round? You weren't with other people?
And it was your idea?
Look, I thought I'd have a bit of a go.
What were you wearing, David?
Sort of swimming shorts.
What length were the shorts? Were they sort of Daniel Craig, or...
They weren't as long as Daniel Craig.
What do you wear?
Like shorts. I said swimming shorts. They've got a pocket. They've got a pocket. They've got a pocket, and they've got netting on the inside to keep everything in order.
All right. You jump on, you're looking back at your wife. Ah, look at me. And then what happens?
Well, to be honest, I'm not like, look at me at all, because I must say, as soon as I get going, it becomes immediately apparent to me that I don't like it.
Oh, no.
Hang on, here's a big question then. You did it until the petrol ran out, did you say?
Yeah.
So, did you manage to time perfectly that the petrol had run out just as you got back to the jetty?
No.
So you were stuck now in the middle of the sea?
Yeah. What I didn't do is head straight out away from the coast. At the point where my plan formed, I thought I'll just go up and down quite near the jetty, thinking I'll be able to swim to the jetty if the worst comes to the worst.
So what happened then? You just kept going, and then eventually it coughed and spluttered.
Yeah.
Talk us through.
Well, I kept going, and then eventually it coughed and spluttered.
All right. Lee, what are you going to say?
What do we think?
I you have a great physique.
You've got to warn me before you say things like this.
A great physique for what?
For maybe, I don't know, a game of billiards or Cluedo.
Yeah.
And I don't quite think that jet skiing is completely your thing.
I agree.
I don't even think he has ever been to Antigua.
So you're saying lie, you're saying lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's a lie.
You're going to say it's a lie?
I'll go with the team.
David, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Brian, it's your turn.
While searching for a mythical beast in the jungle, my boat was skippered by an orangutan.
Well, we've had this one before.
Yes. I'll make it easier. It was a canoe.
Right.
He was paddling a canoe.
I wasn't imagining one of those big cruise ships.
Not a big ship. Oh, I was. I went as the guest of the Viceroy of Malaysia, and we were there specifically to hunt for the orang pendek, upright
Brian,
man,
can I just
which
stop
is
you?
which
No.
is a kind of yeti. We got into the canoe, and there's a canoe there, and this orangutan, they always love me because I look like a gorilla. I got in it, and it rode, and I made noises at it. I actually developed the noise for the King of the Gungans in Star Wars. I played Boss Nass, and when the Jedi wanted me to help them, they all kneeled in front of me. I stepped in front of them. And this, when I did that to the orangutan, you went...
So let me clarify. You're in search of a mythical beast, and you arrive in Malaysia, and you come across a river, you get into a canoe, the canoe, at the oars of the canoe, is already an orangutan.
That's right.
He starts rowing.
You
give directions to the orangutan using noises later to be employed in a major sci-fi franchise. Yeah.
How far did the orangutan take you?
Oh, about 10, 15, 20 miles.
Oh.
Very powerful. Very
Did you
upright
feed
body.
him?
And at the end of the journey, when we got off the bank, he gave me a wonderful, big, deep-throated kiss.
I would like to pause the proceedings and have a word with my client.
And of course...
We'd like to change your plea.
And he liked...
Insanity.
He loved it when I belched.
Let me ask this. The orangutan, was he paddling with an oar?
Oh, yes, he was right.
Or was he paddling with his large hands?
No, he was paddling like an Olympic rower.
Oh, no! Come on!
So, David, what is your team thinking about Brian's story?
Kate, do you think it's
Well,
true?
I like the detail, but I'm concerned about the distance the orangutan succeeded in. Had it been just 5 metres, I could have believed it, but all that way?
I think it would have the upper body strength,
Yes.
but would an orangutan see the point
Yes.
of rowing strangers 20 miles?
Do you know the only thing I don't buy is that?
Well, I once heard a podcast in which someone described a chimpanzee making a gin and tonic.
Well, sorry, David, you have won me round.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's true?
Yeah, it's true,
You say it's
yeah.
true. Brian Blessed, was that the truth or was it a lie?
True.
Martin Kemp, you're next.
All right, here we go.
Come on, Kempy.
I was once rescued by London Underground staff after my new romantic pantaloons got trapped in the escalator.
David's team.
Can you describe the pantaloons?
Well, pantaloons are like...
Always standing up.
In those days, they used to come up to about there, up past your ankles, and they would kind of bend out like this, and...
Like pirates' trousers.
Yeah, kind of like pirates' trousers.
And you was
Vivian
on...
Westwood.
How long ago was this?
1980s. Really early, though. This is before the band started. So it was while I was still going to the Blitz, which was kind of like...
What, in the 40s?
Surely.
Listen, the last of the great pop cultures.
So when you say the Blitz, this is a nightclub?
A nightclub.
Yeah.
And I used to wear these pantaloons. And one night, right, we decided to have a party on the Circle Line that would just completely keep going around and around. Getting down to the tube, my pantaloons got stuck in the escalator.
And how long did it take them to arrive and free you?
Oh, it was a good 20 minutes.
Did it stop? Did they turn off the escalators?
Yeah.
Did it stop moving?
Yeah, actually, it got jammed.
It got jammed by
Yeah,
some
there was some
genie.
kind of monitor in it or something. It stopped.
Back in what day was this?
1982.
I don't like the sensors. No sensors back then. People used to get their fingers chopped off and all sorts.
In the early
this,
80s.
this jammed it. This went right in.
And as soon as you jammed in it, it stopped
stopped,
automatically.
Yeah, because it pulled half of my trousers down.
I don't believe that an early 80s pantaloon would be enough to stop the mechanism of a whole escalator.
What decade of pantaloon would have been able to do that?
Listen, I mean, like a real pirate's Hessian pantaloon, that could stop anything.
Is exactly what they were.
Right.
What are you thinking? I can see that the haymaker is
sceptical.
very dismissive.
Well, I think it's a very good point you make about the mechanisms of early 80s escalators. Some of them were wooden.
Yes.
You know, I think they'd just keep turning. I don't think they'd stop because of a pantaloon.
What year was the digital watch made? That was like...
Yeah, that'll tie this all up together.
No. So you're saying that the time when they just had digital watches, they had sensors that sensed when someone's trousers were stuck in a lift that stopped. I don't buy it.
Don't underestimate the voluminosity of a Spandau Ballet pantaloon in '82. They were big. There was a lot of material in those pantaloons.
Well, there had to be. So what are you going to say, David?
You
What are you
think
going to
true?
say?
I think that's true, yeah, I think it
You think lie?
I think lie.
Oh.
I think it's a lie.
All right, Martin, is it a lie or is it true?
This much is lie.
When I was a child, the only thing that would get me to sleep was my parents reading me the takeaway menu from our local Chinese restaurant, the Flying Chopstick.
David's team.
At what age was this?
I'd say it kicked off at 7 and probably lasted about a year.
Was it read out in any type of accent?
No. Well, my dad...
Would you say any type?
Any type.
There's one specific one. If they read it in a French accent, it'd be like, this is quite surreal, isn't it? But I'll go with it.
My dad is half Polish, half Lithuanian, so it had a sort of Eastern European tinge.
Could you give us a kind of a little rendition?
So it would be something along the lines of...
This will be interesting.
It would be something...
We'll just separate ourselves from the person doing the routine.
You don't want to be in the clip when it comes on the news, do you?
So Dad would say, for example, black bean with chop suey, something like that. Black bean.
Was your dad the fella from Sesame Street? One pork balls. Two lovely pork balls.
You know, lychee for the end of the menu.
Lychee, that's
Yeah, I know that. The
Lychees.
flying chopstick, they just serve a single lychee, don't they?
Lychees. It was the staple. It was the 70s. Things were a little bit sparse then. It was Wilson's, you know, things are hard. I can't remember his speech, but you know the one I mean. Things are terrible.
Wilson's things are hard.
Wilson's things are...
Harold Wilson, things are hard.
We've only got lychees. Things are hard. We've only got lychees, guys.
How far into the menu would you drift off?
That's a very good question.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah. My eye would be sort of fully open, like that. A little bit like...
Just one eye open.
One eye open, always looking, always just checking. And then I would say, by the end of the first page, the eye would be down.
So you used to go to sleep
page.
half a face at a time?
Can you remember the first time that this happened?
It would have been... I think it was on a Friday night. Mum and Dad would have been entertaining, and I laughed a lot and then fell asleep.
So what do you think, then? David Hay, how is this striking you?
The detail, the fact that she knew straight away what day it was on a Friday night. I don't remember what day it was when you were 7.
Oh, I
can't
did.
remember last week. I get punched in the head for a living, but...
But David, they did it a lot. They did it a lot.
Repetition, eh?
Repetition. So I knew the menu back to front because they had to do it so often.
Well, that's just Chinese. It would be that way, no, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Ramesh, what are you thinking?
I think it... I don't buy it.
David? Actually, I've got two Davids. We'll call you the haymaker and the librarian. What are you thinking, David?
Well, I think I don't believe it.
You realise, I like the system you've got there. We're going to call you the haymaker and the librarian. So what do you think, David?
I don't think... She's... At the age of 7, I think a 7-year-old child will require a coherent story.
All right, so you're saying it's a lie. Well, let's find out. Mel, truth or lie?
The story was, in fact, a lie!
I once crawled through passport control on my hands and knees because I'd forgotten to pack my passport.
Please, team.
Where was this?
Brussels.
On the way in or on the way out?
On the way out.
Oh, it's horrible when Brussels are on the way out.
So when did you start the crawl?
There was a passport official sitting there at this high desk reading an adult magazine.
Oh, well, hang on, stop. Stop! Let's get that image first of all. The man is at passport control and he's reading a girly magazine. First of all, why does he think he's allowed to do this and get away with it?
Oh, it was 9:30 at night. I suppose he thought he'd had the last passenger through. He...
You honestly want to believe that everyone's going through and he's...
When did you realise you didn't have your passport?
When I saw the desk, because I put my hand in my pocket and I realised I'd left it in my wife's car when she dropped me off at the airport.
And how far would you say approximately the crawl was?
Shall I show you?
Please do, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That would be better.
Right, OK. Now, and also I get to look at all the... OK. So he couldn't see me from behind.
Right.
OK?
That was the title of the magazine, was it?
I see he's looking at the magazine. I see he's not looking at me.
OK, so then you...
So I got up and about here...
Yeah.
I got down on my knees and I crawled along here in front of him. A seat with the desk was much higher, OK? Much higher. It was about like that. I think, actually, Rob, in your case, you better stand on the chair. And...
I would not put up with that. I would not put up with that.
I don't mind it from him, but from an educated man like you.
And so here...
Oh, hello. No, Rob. Don't stand on the desk, you
No, the desk is made out of papier-mâché.
It's quite heroic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Magnificent. OK. OK, the desk is up to there, and I came along like this, only on my hands and knees.
Yeah, go on. Keep
and
going,
then I carried on a bit, and then I ran like the clappers.
Just stay on, stay there a minute. Just in case I ever forget my passport.
Getting down, Rob, or you're
all
right?
right.
Okay.
So, what are you thinking?
It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
Actually, I think it's true. I'm going to go
really?
with true. Yeah.
So Warwick says it's a lie. Hugh says it's true. I will say it's true.
OK, John. Truth or lie?
Well, it's in fact completely true.
I once set a sauna on fire.
What? How?
I was in Brazil.
Of course.
And I was in the sauna and I decided to pour vodka
Oh, my God.
on the rocks of the sauna.
Because you thought that's what vodka on the rocks was?
Yeah. No, I tell you how it started was my friend told me I was in Cornwall, of all places, and my friend said...
Can I jump in here and say, did your parents know you were drinking?
I wasn't a minor. I was 18 and a half.
Isn't 18 and a half 18 once you get to be an adult?
Well, no.
That's so true. Who says 18 and a half?
You're in Cornwall. I was in Cornwall, and my friend said to me, if you go and lie in the bath and pour vodka in it, like a shot of vodka...
In the bath?
In the bath, it gets you drunk. I didn't go and do it, but then...
A shot of vodka in a bath?
Because of the fumes, it gets you drunk. So I was in Brazil travelling, and my friend had a sauna in their apartment. So I was left alone, and so
I've heard about these Brazilian slums.
So you're left alone in this flat.
I was left
with
alone.
a bottle of vodka, and you thought, if only there was some way I could use this bottle of vodka to make me become drunk.
Where were you in Brazil?
I was in Rio.
Ah, that is in Brazil. Yep. Tick.
Solid answer.
Continue.
In Rio. I was in a foreign country. I was young. I was experimenting, so I thought, one experiment with...
Why did you look at me when you said you were experimenting?
I decided to take the bottle of vodka into my sauna and pour it onto the rocks. As I poured it onto the rocks, it went into flames and it burnt the sauna.
So you poured it onto the rocks, and immediately what happened?
So I poured it onto the rocks and started to flames.
Just one shot of it, or the whole bottle?
The half a bottle. So
half a bottle of vodka?
Wow. Yeah, no,
At 18 and a half, you change the rules. So, and so the fire engines turned up and we...
No, hang on. We've missed a beat here. You're in the sauna. You've poured half a bottle of vodka onto the rock things. Flames are appearing.
Yes.
You're sitting there. What are you wearing?
Well, I was going to go...
They've told me to make this show sexier.
I was going to go in naked because I thought that's what you do, but I actually put on my swimming trunks. So I wore swimming trunks in there. But
How low down your leg did they go?
Mine are slight. They're
Give me
not
some
too
inches
long.
above the knee.
I would say about 7 inches.
Above the knee?
Above the knee.
If you go 7 inches above my knee, you get to my waist.
Nice.
So you're sitting in there, in your trunks on the slats, and the flames have started. What do you do?
I thought the best option was to pick them up and throw them...
The rocks?
Yeah, because I thought that...
Yeah. They must be boiling
up.
up.
Well, that's what I found out, obviously.
You found out? You must have suspected they were hot, because you knew they were producing the heat, surely.
But you were in that panic.
No, not even in the panic do I go,
bear in mind, he was 18 and a half.
So I try and pick up the rocks to throw them out the door and realise they were...
Out of the door?
Yeah, well, because there's a... What else is there?
Because you really wanted at this point to spread the fire through the rest of the apartment.
What's on the other side of the door? The hall, the living room? What?
A lovely balcony.
I know you can...
So you want to throw them on the passers-by outside?
Nothing says Rio like a falling, flaming vodka rock.
My thought process was to pick up the rocks, throw them out the door, and it would have been fine. However, they picked up the rocks, they were too hot, so they fell on the ground, and the fire went. And I
How
thought...
can you not know that the rocks are... Are you so posh?
I told
Are you so posh you don't understand the concept of coal?
Have you ever cooked something and you've gone, oh, this one, open up the oven and gone to take it out with your hands?
No.
OK.
So, David, what is your team thinking about this?
Claudia?
I think it's true. Apartment, balcony, he's waiting for everyone to go, trunks on, vodka there. Finally, everything comes into place.
Here we go.
Yeah. Finally, a chance to put my trunks on. Everyone's out.
What do you think?
I'm on your side.
It's interesting to know.
So what are you going to say, then?
I think we'll say true.
OK. Jamie, were you telling the truth, or was it a lie?
It was true.
Yes, it's true. Jamie did set a sauna on fire.